And we're live on a
I
Saturday
got a second
night.
explosion there. It must have come from the.
Yeah.
I'm getting an echo.
Echo.
Oh, there it is. It's my rumble was echoing.
Yeah.
That's good.
You
It
gotta mute
sounded better than normal. But good evening.
What's up?
All right. I'm good. How are you?
Not too bad.
Yeah.
It's been a long week.
Yeah.
These holiday weeks end up draining me more than just a regular work week.
That's right.
Because the 2 days off, well, day and a half off, and then back for 2 days, it's just like,
I recall it well, but as a man of leisure right now, that didn't mean anything. Doesn't mean anything to me now. And I was just talking to the wife about it today. That how great is it not to have to worry about that doom and depression of going back to work after a holiday?
Yeah, you just have to worry about the doom and depression of being in Canada under Trudeau.
Being in Canada, nearly homeless, no money for food, can't afford to gas up the car, can't speak about it because we're arrested, having to give up all my firearms, that kind of thing. So.
Exactly.
Otherwise, life is good. And the minus 20 centigrade temperatures.
Yeah.
Today,
I've got the space heater on level 3 right now, right next to me, trying to stay heated.
Yeah, we went out for our normal walk today, and after about 5 minutes, we said, "Let's turn around and go back."
Yeah, screw this.
But yeah, it's otherwise life is good. What can I say? And we've got lots of lovely people with us already tonight. So good evening to you all. I can see Tim, FKHC Tim, I can see Crimlon, Davina, Mike DiCarlo, Southern Belle is here. Who else have we got? Without my glasses on.
Davina Duckworth.
Davina.
You said Crimlon, right?
I did say Crimlon.
I think
it
you
might
got
be everybody. It might be everybody so far. Yeah. Well, thank you for joining us, everybody. I hope you all had a good New Year. I certainly enjoyed midnight on New Year's when I rolled over and went back to sleep. If I even woke up. So, not exactly party central here at the old folks' home.
Oh, I stayed up a while. We did the stream on my channel, and then I think I ended up somewhere else. I think I ended up on Wakazashi's tea house afterwards.
Oh, right. I should have done that. I was in your chat for quite a while.
He was going. Yeah.
Yeah, I could have kind of sneaked in the back door, I guess, to join you, but I thought, nah, I'm going to bed. And I did.
I haven't streamed with Gray in forever, so it was good to see Wakazashi. Yeah. Rarely do I catch his streams live anymore. So
he's a good guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
One of these days, I'm going to drop in on him in Japan. I keep threatening. Said, if I go to Japan, you're going to have to be my tour guide.
He'd probably do it.
He would. It's either going to be him or what's his name, the Swedish guy,
Ginger Ninja.
No, well, Ginger could be there too, and I would certainly go and say hello to him. But what's the famous guy, YouTuber?
In Japan?
The one that all the kids like.
No, I don't know.
My mind has just gone blank. You know, he's got like the most subscriptions ever. He moved to Japan with his Italian wife.
Doesn't mean anything to me.
Oh my God, what's wrong with me? I can't remember his name. He played games, but he was also doing all sorts of other stuff.
Not Mr. Beast.
No.
Not the Paul brothers.
No, the other one. PewDiePie. He's in Japan. He lives in Japan now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Maybe I'll drop in on him, even though I've no idea how to do that.
From what I can tell, all the kids now like this fat gamer guy named Queso.
Oh, I've heard of him.
Yeah, spelled Caseoh.
I was going to say, sounds a bit like a Mexican thing. That's queso. Well, anyway, what are you drinking tonight, sir?
Oh, I think I'll have me some Buffalo Trace because I like me some Buffalo Trace.
A Buffalo Trace goes around and around.
It's gotten so easy to get that it's hard not to just keep buying it and drinking it and abandoning going after other bottles because it's cheap and it's great.
Was there a time it wasn't easy to get?
Oh yeah, forever.
Oh, I didn't know
that. I could get maybe 3 or 4 bottles a year up until the last 7 or 8 months.
Well, they've obviously ramped up the production just for you.
Well, yeah, they opened up a whole nother warehouse that should now be about 6 or 7 years old. So it's getting ready to, they're moving stuff that doesn't take as long. And, they're opening up space. I mean, I think they almost tripled the amount of storage space at the distillery. So
I see.
The Sazerac company will be, their stuff will be easier to find real soon, I think.
Good. Nice. More choice.
Yeah.
I'm drinking the Baker's.
Nice.
This one, yeah.
The Kentucky Straight Bourbon
Indeed.
Whiskey.
107 proof, 7 years old. Some of that. So, cheers.
Cheers. At least your team won tonight.
They did. They made it a little trickier than it should have been, but they made it. And we've won 4 games in a row, which last week didn't seem like much of a possibility, but we managed to beat the teams, all these teams that we should be beating, which helps. Even though we got a team stuffed full of rookies, and unfortunately Dumba's back again.
Yeah.
I just don't. Please get rid of that guy. But anyway, we've won 4 in a row, so hell, let's look at some scores while we're at it then. Just before we get into
a 6 in a row tear, and stopped it tonight in overtime.
Yeah, I wouldn't
by
say
one of the
we
unlikeliest of teams.
Well, yeah, you're going to show us some clips from that. I think that's some controversy. I don't. Yeah, the Stars haven't necessarily been playing well, but they managed to win 4 in a row, so there's something happening there. Lightning Kings in the third, 1 apiece. Goalie stopped, it says.
Yep. So 7 minutes to go.
So go Lightning, I would say.
Yeah. Just because of conference.
Indeed. Predators Flames is going the wrong way at the moment. Predators 1, Flames zip in the second. I think we probably would prefer a Flames win in that one in regulation.
Nah, I'd prefer the Flames win.
Yep.
Because the Preds suck either way.
Well, indeed.
We're not worried about the Flames either. Not us.
Excuse me. No, I just think it's if it's in the West, it should be Pacific beats Central normally. Would be the
normally.
Yeah, not always, depending on standings. But, the game I've got over on the screen over there is Vegas Sabres, and Vegas are 2-0 up.
Vegas has been on a tear.
They have. The Sabres have improved a bit, but they even managed to get beaten by Dallas, so they can't be that good.
And they managed to piss away a lead in the game with the Avs again yesterday.
Well, that was some... Yes. Was it 5-3 up and they lost?
It was 3-0 up, I think, at one point.
At one point, yeah. Oilers 2-0 up against the Kraken. Boo!
Yeah, they had interesting start to that game. The lights went off about 11 seconds into the game. All the lights in the arena just shut down.
Was that the Climate Pledge Arena?
Probably.
So was that the solar panel on the roof at night went out?
Not enough sun in Seattle for a solar panel.
Irony. Final scores: Bonkers Capitals 7, Rangers 4. Crazy bonkers game there. Rangers continue
to suck.
They continue to suck.
And the Capitals Ovechkin continues to score
I
coming
know.
back. He's got, what, 5 goals in 4 games or four
Yeah.
goals in 5 games? Something
How
like that.
many did he get tonight?
Just the one that I know of.
Where is he? There he is. Yeah, just the one. Just the one goal tonight. Still, there's enough. If he gets one goal every game, he's got lots of scope to hit that record. Devils surprisingly beaten by the Sharks 3-2.
Yep. Yeah, the goalie was a little bit upset in that game.
Oh, do tell.
Oh, he just, after the game, he did the whole break the hockey stick across the opening where they exit the ice, that kind of thing. He was a little bit heated.
What a shame. Shame. The Red Wings, the mighty Red Wings, do everyone a favor, beat the Jets 4-2.
Yeah, and Arkasul said he's been out of the loop in the NHL for the past 3 seasons. Where the Red Wings at? They're not great, but they did dump their coach and got a new coach in the last week or so, and they are a completely different team under the new coach. I mean, they look
Uh,
like a completely different team right now.
yeah, they've been a team that's been rebuilding for 10 years.
Yeah,
And every time they think they've rebuilt, they trade away some of the young players that they've got.
they burn it
So,
down mid-season every season, no matter
yeah,
what position they're in.
it's bizarre. There's a
Yeah,
plan there, though. There must be a plan.
but it's nice to see the Jets lose a game.
Oh, God, yeah. The Maple Leafs beat the Bruins 6-4. So I suspect Mike's happy about that.
Yeah,
That was a bonkers game, too, by the looks of it. The Wild
4 for the Maple
continued.
Leafs in the third.
I know, Jesus. And that's without, isn't
Matthews came back tonight, I
oh, he
believe.
did come back.
Even though I just saw reports yesterday that he could be month to month.
Oh, that's
Then
what I thought.
today they announce, oh yeah, Matthews is in the lineup. So we could click in there and see if he was actually in the lineup. That could just be Twitter being Twitter.
I thought he was out for, yeah, as you say, month to month.
I had heard it could be season
Well,
ending.
he got a goal
Nope,
tonight.
there he is, goal and
Yeah,
2 assists.
goal to assist. So,
They're
what
being
did he?
so weird about him because that whole trip to Germany thing to get treatment and all that kind of stuff. I'm not sure what's happening there.
I suspect what happened was that he pulled one of his hairs in his mustache out, got a pimple,
Could be.
something like that. Yeah. Yes, hail to Tim Hayes in the chat. Good to see you, Tim. TZ Burton as well.
What's up, Tim?
The Blues and the Blue Jackets. So it's a game to make everybody blue. 6-4 to the Blue Jackets. So good for them. Excellent. Good to see that. Except the
Battle of
fact that
losers there.
my fantasy team had both goalies in that game tonight.
Oh, so 10 goals against
10
you
goals
total.
against with one measly freaking win to show for it.
Yay.
Well, two of my goalies are on IR, so I've had to pick up dregs
Yeah.
to just get games. And I should have picked one and left the other out, but I couldn't make up my mind which one. Who knew who was going to win that game? Yeah, the Habs beat the Avalanche 2-1 in controversial circumstances, isn't it always?
In a shootout.
In the shootout. And hail Canadian Spider-Man, good to see you. And the mighty, mighty Dallas Stars in a shootout beat the Utah Hockey Club to make it 4 wins in a row. We have this thing, though, now, which in a game, if we score a goal, we will always lose a goal within a minute. And that's the way this game went.
Yeah.
Like the last few have gone, score, lose a goal, score, lose a goal. But they did get their shit together enough to win in overtime. So that was the scores as it was. We'll check in on them later and the standings. But if you just look at the league as a whole, even with a loss tonight, the Jets on top. But it looks like Vegas will probably win tonight.
Well, and Vegas has 3 games in hand on them.
Yeah.
Well, 2 after tonight, so.
So we will check that later, though, I think,
Cool.
with more. I just, before we get started, and I do want to talk about the Avs stuff, because you've got some stuff from the last game and this game to talk about. I just think we should acknowledge that there was a Winter Classic, and that the
Was there?
Chicago Blackhawks remain winless.
And it was the least watched Winter Classic ever.
Yeah, no shit.
First time it didn't break 1 million views or viewers.
I mean, what were they thinking?
I don't know why they keep bringing in the same teams. And I mean, now they're talking about doing 2 Florida teams next year.
Well, they're talking about the Panthers for the Winter Classic, but the Lightning having an outdoor game too.
Yeah, I don't get that one.
Why not just make them play each other? Mind you, they've got to have a West and an East, don't they?
Yeah.
So, but
yeah. So we do have a clip from the Winter Classic because there wasn't much from it. So this is Foligno and Shin talking before the game about how there will be a handshake at the end of the game. And little did we know what was going to happen.
Yes.
Just a little bit later in the game.
Just starting the game.
We'll do a handshake after, right? They were asking me. Are you good? No, after the game, we'll handshake. Yeah. They asked me if I'm like, yeah.
And then
off they go.
Yeah, we'll shake hands after. We'll take some pictures.
Have a wife for kids. And then we're going to fight.
We're going to fight.
It's crazy.
And they did shake hands at the end. It's true.
I mean, these two guys, how tough they are. You're playing in the cold. You got the visors on. Your hands are cold. The knuckles are hurting.
Well, the thing is, they both said they both just wanted to go. I mean, it was like, well, you're looking around, you're outside. It's like pond hockey. When are you going to get the chance to just go at it in a game like this? So I think it was actually Shin that approached Foligno on that one, which is kind of the opposite of what you would think normally.
You would think, but because Foligno is normally good to go. But
yeah, but that was pretty much the only notable thing that happened in the Winter Classic that I could think of.
No, that wasn't the best one, and it wasn't even the best fight. You missed the best fight in the Winter Classic. Was this one? This is the best fight. And he's got him.
And tackle.
That is the best fight or the best incident from the Winter Classic, in my opinion.
Surprised Bennington didn't skate over there and smack him with the stick.
That's right. Chops his head off with the stick.
Yeah.
That's funny. I like that. I just like the fact that he threw the gloves down.
Right.
There's a well-trained kid.
He knows the basics. Yeah.
That's right. That kid's going to be a star one day. That was a good one. Anyway, so tell me what's going on with the Avs. Obviously, Wedgwood had a bit of a problem last game.
Yeah. I mean, we've been playing great. I think we've won 10 out of the last 11, something like that. And then we had the overtime loss tonight. But we've talked about it before. The goalie interference thing is getting out of hand. So I'm going to show you what happened in that last game when Wedgwood ended up getting injured, and no goaltender interference, no whistle, nothing. And then we'll look at what happened tonight, and then we'll also hear Bednar, the coach, give his thoughts on this play with Wedgwood. So we'll start here because this was an absolute travesty that they decided that this was a no call. Because normally if a player gets injured and it's obvious and it's not an immediate scoring chance, you blow the whistle.
Friends, their sight. The amount of leads they've given up this year in the NHL. If Buffalo has a chance, they need one of their players to score one back.
Oh no, Wedgwood's hurt. And it's a goal for the Sabres. And now we have Gerard over here on the inside. And all kinds of angst and anger. Scott Wedgwood is hurt.
And I don't know what the hell Benson was thinking. Or actually, it wasn't Benson. Benson who fell down on him. But I don't know the guy who scored the goal. I don't know what he was thinking, doing a celebration like he did something
I know.
Great.
I haven't either.
This is another bizarre moment. We've had many over the last couple of years.
Benson trying to go after Gerard. Parker Kelly's in there.
The team was a bit heated.
Everybody here tonight.
Well, yeah, I mean, I
Gerard
get
is
it.
red hot. What happened to Wedgwood?
Let's see. I hope they're going to show it
That's
again.
not a
Yeah.
good sign. We'll get a good look at it right here. Oh, and he just falls back on that leg.
Falls directly on the back of his ankle.
No, it wasn't deliberate though, was it?
No. But
There's still the goal.
There's no penalty there, and they award the goal. They don't blow the whistle for an obviously. I mean, he's sitting there watching.
Well,
on the ground.
The fact that he's hurt, they should blow the whistle. Yeah,
exactly.
Whether it's a penalty given or not.
Protocol there.
But yeah,
especially if he's in a shooting lane. That's typically the rules. We even had another stoppage earlier in that game because somebody got injured and was in a shooting lane, and they stopped the play. So that play happened last game. This next play happened tonight, if I can find it. Yeah. This happened twice tonight.
The legs come up. As he gets smashed.
So player gets pushed into the other team's goalie.
Oh yeah, he's well shoved in. Yeah.
You know what the outcome of this one was?
Penalty.
Goaltender interference on the offensive player, for touching the goalie. So you can fall on Wedgwood and he gets hurt, no goaltender interference. Twice tonight, an Avs player is on a breakaway and gets pushed into the goalie, and they gave them goaltender interference calls both times.
Is this going to play again so we can see it? Yeah, I just want to see this again. Who's 41? I don't know the players. I don't know all the Montreal players' names.
It's 48. That's
48.
Hudson.
He's really pushing there, yeah.
And it happened twice in this game. One of them was in overtime, and they actually called a goaltender interference penalty for a breakaway in overtime, called it against the offensive player because he touched the goalie. So
what is goaltender interference these days?
Nobody seems to know. I mean, it's ridiculous. Let me see.
You've got the clip from your coach, though.
Yeah.
Talking about.
The referee said it wasn't blown because we put their guy into Scott.
Because we what?
I said, I don't give a shit. He's hurt. They're standing there. He's sitting there. He's hurt. Blow the whistle. If the puck's in the net front still and they were hacking away at it and it goes in, I'd say fine. But as soon as the puck squirts to the corner, they got to blow dead. They do it all the time for regular players because of player safety. The rule would state that we have to touch it, but they don't follow that rule. They never follow that rule. 2 games ago, we were in the offensive zone. One of their players was down in the slot, and we were passing around, and Cale Makar is coming downhill for a one-timer, and they blow it dead. Take away a scoring chance, what could be a possible extending of a lead, and they blow it because the player's laying there hurt in a shooting lane. So it's the same thing for the goalie. If he's hurt and he's not getting up, and they can evaluate that, and they're standing right there looking at it, the whistle should go. It's just that simple. It's not. Did I think it was goalie interference? No, it's not goalie interference because we bumped him in. He turned the wrong way, and we bumped into him, and he went into our goalie. But when the goalie's hurt, you blow the whistle. That's what happens all the time with players in every zone.
And reasonable response.
And it happened in the first period with me and Darlene. Darlene goes down, and they blow it dead because he's still down. Happened last game for us, and the game before that, and the game before that happens once a game. I bet you. And for them to just let it go and then allow the goal is insanity to me. It's a player safety thing. If they would have loaded up Darlene for a one-timer for a 105-mile-an-hour slap shot, they're just going to let it fucking happen with our goalie down in the net.
Can't do it. Yep.
Can't do it. You got to blow it dead.
So that was Bednar's take on it. And the funny thing was, he goes in the longer, full 7-minute segment. So we did challenge for goaltender interference. And Bednar said, I know it wasn't goaltender goaltender
It's because he was
interference.
injured. Yeah.
I was yelling at them. They didn't want to hear it, so I made them go watch the play again, just to make them watch the play and still feel stupid about not blowing that
and
whistle.
they wouldn't call it, and
So
they had to take a penalty. Yeah.
the team was all for it. They were like, yeah, fine, we'll take the penalty, but you have to go watch this blown call that you guys made that ended up being a goal while our goalie is down, completely injured. And there was time to blow the whistle. Like he said, it wasn't just playing in the crease. It was, the whole thing's been a mess. But then to have that play happen last game, and then the play tonight where we get a goaltender interference call for getting pushed into the goalie, make it make sense. NHL, make it make sense.
What was it he said that the ref said to him? I missed that bit at the beginning.
That basically that it was a no call because or he wouldn't blow the whistle because we pushed him in.
The referee said it wasn't blown because we put their guy in.
Watch his face.
But he's injured, so that's the difference is. The difference
He's
is
trying
the
not
injury.
to crack up.
Yeah.
I said I don't give a shit. He's hurt.
Yeah.
They're standing.
So Wedgwood's out now.
Yeah, Wedgwood's out week to week. He was in a boot. It wasn't a faked injury or anything like some people tried to claim. And it was the guy landed on the back of his ankle. He wasn't ready for it because he wasn't expecting a guy to fall on him backwards. And yeah, hurt his ankle, and they wouldn't blow the whistle. But then tonight, twice, we get called for somebody getting shoved into a goaltender, and it's called against the offensive player. I don't get it.
There's absolutely zero consistency when it comes to this stuff.
And what our guys were saying tonight was, so apparently 9 times out of 10, even if you get pushed into the goalie, if you make contact with the goalie, it's going to be a goaltender interference.
Yeah, even if you've got no choice in the matter. Yeah.
But that 1 time out of 10 apparently is Scott Wedgwood getting a guy pushed on him and getting injured, and they're not going to call it. So I don't typically whine on behalf of the Avs that much. This is not just because it's the Avs, it's because the situation doesn't make sense from game to game to game. The goaltender interference thing has to be fixed in the NHL. It's just trash right now.
Yeah, well, the thing is there any analysis of which teams it impacts the worst,
or who's had more who's had more power plays during the game to even it out, all that kind of crap.
Yeah,
it's like if it's a penalty, it's a penalty, but you've got to be consistent with penalties. So that's my Avs reporting for the week.
I mean, I do agree with him that you could say that. And I'm not saying that doesn't mean it's interference based upon what you said, that he was pushed in by the Avs player. But the fact that he's hurt is what makes the difference here. Even if there's not a penalty, you blow the game dead.
Right.
Because he could get, as he said, Thompson, and I've got a clip of it, Thompson's hitting harder and harder all the time. He could just have wired a slap shot in there, smacked him right in the head as he's lying on the ground, not even knowing it's coming, no way of defending himself. Yeah.
Well, and it's that, and it's how many goals have we seen called back just because somebody got pushed into the goalie, didn't knock the goalie down, but touched them in the blue paint. And it doesn't matter whether it stopped the goalie from being able to play the puck.
Yeah.
They just say it's goaltender interference. You touched him in the crease.
It happens all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually had one goalie interference clip to play. And let's see what this one looks like. Oh, I'd just like to say hail to Masgrave and also your Muslim uncle. And yes, great game for the Sharks today.
And Jacob Ironside.
And Jacob Ironside. Well played to the Sharks. So this is, let's just see what everybody thinks of this particular one. I mean, it's every example you show, it's something different, and yet they're called different all the time.
We'll go. As it comes in, the initial shot. Stop it here.
So the goalie's stick is under there.
Is in between his legs. Yeah.
Right.
I don't think there's any question of the stick. You can see it coming out the far side right there. There's the end of the blade. But then when he pulls it free.
So it's pulled free. He's out of the crease now.
It's a factor. It is a factor, Daryl. It's a factor because Darcy could not.
So that was called goalie interference, and the goal was called off.
Yeah.
It's a fact. Oh, great look here, guys. Stop it there again. Yes.
And
there you have the stick between the legs.
Now I wish they would go back further so I could see, did the goaltender stick the stick in between his legs, or did he step over the stick?
You can't really get it into a goaltending
I would say that wasn't goaltending interference, but because he got the stick out, the guy was out of the crease, and he had the opportunity to save the shot.
I don't know. I kind of agree with him that he wasn't able to get the stick back into position, but I don't know that it was.
So
I don't know that it was the other player's fault or that Kemper had stuck his stick in between the guy's legs.
Well, Nosen there, I think, was almost pushed back into the crease. Here it comes. So there's the stick.
Right there, he gets pushed in.
There's the stick. And then he's pushed in. And
stop it here. There's the stick in between.
Kemper almost takes his nuts off.
I don't think there's any question of the stick. You can see it.
So I don't know. It's a weird one. I might have said it wasn't goaltender interference. A case could be made for that.
Yeah, I'm just getting tired of every time a defensive player decides to push an offensive player into the goalie. They're like, nope, that has no bearing on how the goalie got blocked. It used to be if the defender initiated the contact and knocked you into their own goalie, that was tough luck. Because it wasn't the offensive player who chose to get involved with the goalie. Yeah. It was your team making it happen.
When he pulls it free, it's a factor. It is a factor.
I mean, it's. I guess. Mind you, Nosen's stick does skate does clip his stick, I think, on the way around as well.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. So, but anyway, it's another example of another scenario where. I mean, the refs don't have that above you either. So, what are they basing it on?
Yep. Yeah. Well, they do when they go to review it.
Yeah.
They have all views when they go to review it.
Anyway, that was the only goalie interference thing I had. But yeah, I agree. The Avs have had I mean, my heart is bleeding for them. The Avs have had a rough go of it.
If I had been watching two games back to back and those two plays were called that way, whether it was the Avs or not, I'd be a little bit furious because it makes no sense.
Well, regardless of what happened today, the Wedgwood one was he was injured, and any player down injured like that, they blow the game dead.
Yeah, especially when it goes to the corner, because that is not a scoring opportunity at that point.
Yeah,
it's not a continuation play like you would have in soccer. I mean, when the player's injured and they see it, they typically blow the whistle.
Yeah,
it's a player safety issue, and the NHL is supposed to be so big on player safety.
But we've seen time and time again they're not. I mean, with the decisions they make, with sometimes not giving post-game. Dispensing post-game justice to some egregious offences, and other times they do. It's inconsistency.
Yeah,
it's the inconsistency that bugs people.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, let's go from that semi-serious talk to something funnier. Let's check in on.
Well, I thought it was quite funny.
Patrick.
No, I'm just kidding.
Check in on Patrick Waugh and how things are going on with the Islanders.
Yeah, he's got a new strategy, and I like it.
Yeah. Just watch his face at the end of this. 42 seconds left. Patrick Waugh pulls his goalie when the face-off is in his own team's zone.
Yeah. And naturally,
Tavares scores. Now watch Waugh's face.
Yeah, like he went from hero to zero in about a millisecond. Oops. Oops. Yes, I don't know if I've ever seen anyone pull the goalie when the face-off is in their own end.
No, everybody in the league is just like, Patrick, why can't you be normal?
But as people said, if it worked, he would have been a genius.
Well, one other funny thing, and then we'll get into the real plays and stuff. But this is what happens when Matt Rimpe. It happens 0.00001 seconds after Rimpe gets called back up into the NHL lineup.
Yeah, and this is just in one game. This would be one game.
No, he's already ejected after the first one. But
Yeah.
I love this.
It's funny.
Yeah,
I love the flying kick.
While the guy's sliding across the ice and stuff, he's saying, "This is a normal hockey play."
Yeah. Last time I saw something like that was in a martial arts movie.
Yeah.
It's funny. Thankfully, the Stars play the Rangers again soon, and Rempe is his last suspended game, so he won't be playing in that game. Otherwise, he'd probably be tempted to do it again, and this time actually hurt somebody.
Yeah, are we sure that Rempe is going to play again?
I don't
even
know.
after he gets done with the suspension?
I'm not so sure. I think he might be spending a prolonged period in the AHL again, but I don't think he'll. I think we will see him again in the NHL one day. I don't know how soon, but I think it'll happen.
The Rangers are so bad. I mean, that may be the only thing getting people into the seats right now.
Yeah. Oh, they're bad, but they just did manage to beat us 2 weeks ago. But that's another story. And the Stars have been. It's the weirdest thing. I mean, we're doing that thing that we do sometimes where we're absolute shit, but we're winning games. So we've won like 4 games in a row. We've got a lot of players out injured, so really we've got 2 complete lines of rookies practically, and the other 2 lines are starting to do some stuff. Like there's a Ben Johnston, Ben and Johnston line, and it's actually clicking. Duchesne had nowhere to go because both his line mates are out injured, so he's on that line. They're actually playing quite well, but this is a wee clip from the Chicago game of just a nice little passing move.
Swing and a miss on that check attempt. It's a pretty.
Oops, hang on, get a bit of volume.
Nimble play for a 230-pound defenseman. That'd be a big tilt right there. Here goes Duchesne, has the man across, shot, score!
So Dadano's done quite well recently as well. So. He's no Radulov, but he's okay.
This starts way back with Bishop breaking out of the zone, and the puck pushed up from Robertson to Duchesne. And while that,
so it's always nice, even though Chicago are clearly bottom feeders, they did manage to beat us this season already. So it was nice to just slaughter them in that game.
I actually have a controversial clip from that game too.
Oh, you do?
I do. You probably won't like it because I think this should not have been called the way it was.
Well,
so this is
okay.
Reverse hit.
Yeah.
From Bertuzzi, but on the backside of it, his elbow catches his face. He didn't lead with the elbow. He didn't start with contact.
Oh, because he got the game misconduct.
He got a game misconduct for this.
To be fair, I think a lot of people were surprised by that. So they're going, well, it's a 2-minute minor. And the next thing you know, the Stars commentary team were like, 2-minute minor, whatever. Next thing you know, the ref's 5-minute major and a game misconduct.
Yeah.
Everyone was kind of stunned, It's like, what?
I do not agree with that call. I mean, you could call the initial hit. I don't know what for, because all he did was a back check. I mean, the backwards check on him. The fact that as he hit him, his elbow swung backwards and the guy's face happened to go down to his elbow at the same time.
Yeah.
Says that there's head contact, but that is not the initial point of contact in any way. That's a clean hit right up until his elbow contacts his face.
Well,
and that's not an intentional.
To be fair, I don't recall any Dallas players being upset at the time on the ice or anybody in the forum screaming, "Oh my God, that was terrible." And the next minute, he's off game misconduct. So like, okay. Yeah. Is it because of his name? I don't know.
No, and it may not have been controversial during the game. I just think I think that is an absolutely blown call to kick somebody out for that hit.
Complete overreaction. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So
anyway.
I just brought it up because it's just one of those where it's like.
But anyway,
screw
Chicago. Screw Chicago.
Right. Well, and I do not like the Bertuzzi's going back to the Steve Moore hit.
Well,
by,
I just say, is it because of his name? You know that.
Yeah.
That this was the winner tonight against Utah. Again, we've started scoring a few goals again, but every time we score, we're let the other teams score. So we should have had this game wrapped up long ago before overtime. But not that Utah is anything wrong with Utah. They're a pretty good team. I mean, they're not bad. So anyway, nice little OT winner here.
Duchesne couldn't stuff Harley. He scored.
And what I liked about that was Duchesne he dragged it to the net, but he didn't actually try and shoot. He did tip it back to Harley.
Yeah.
Rather than go for the to jam it in himself, which I thought was really nice. Hard to see in this clip, but he just pops it back there.
Yeah. Well,
So,
I think he lost it there for a second.
Yeah.
When he was going to go to shoot, and then saw that nope, I don't have that play anymore.
Harley was coming in, but I mean that's what happens when you go to the net. I keep saying to go to the net. Anything could happen.
Yep. Well, we've got another clip that is kind of along those lines. Play till the whistle.
Yeah.
Let me find that one. Yeah, this was Kucherov against the Habs. Let me just bring it up. This was another one of those strange ones where everybody just stops.
This second period to the line, Radislow shoots and Montembeau makes the save. No, the puck is loose.
Yeah, where everyone's standing still.
They just assumed that the goalie had the puck. So it'll show it from the other angle, I think.
The referees are supposed to go behind the net.
The puck is just sliding around underneath.
Oh, yeah, you can see it. Yeah, you can see it.
Yeah, so no whistle. Kucherov just goes and scoops it in.
The goalie's going to want that one back.
Yep, all he had to do was sit down.
Yep.
But play to the whistle.
Play to the whistle, exactly. Go to the net, play to the whistle. The basics.
Yep.
Let's see. I got a few bits and pieces here around things that may or may not be regarded as dirty. Dirty or not, I've headlined them. Hang on.
Yeah.
I got to get the right. Oh, this was Le Hurieux. I can't even say that name. It's French. This was a 3-game suspension for this at the end of the day. There we go. Let's see if we can get it to play. So, don't know if there's any volume on this. Oh, there we go.
Zachary Leroux was assessed a match penalty for slew-footing wild defenseman Jared Spurgeon and causing an injury. As the video
number
shows,
of things here.
Leroux dumps the puck into the Minnesota zone and follows in on the forecheck.
With his skate
Spurgeon,
in the first place.
coming from the center of the ice, pulls even with him as the two prepare to battle for the puck. Then, as both approach the boards at speed, Leroux uses his left leg to kick Spurgeon's skates out from under him, while simultaneously using his left elbow to drive Spurgeon's shoulder dangerously backwards, causing a forceful collision with the ice and with the boards. This is slew footing. There are many occasions where a player may use either his stick or upper body to impede an opponent or to gain leverage during a puck battle.
So, I mean, actually, when I first watched it, I thought he was going to get done for kicking the guy with his skate on the way up the ice.
Yeah.
Which was a pretty bad one. And then I watched it and I thought at first it was Spurgeon was doing a slew foot. Just the way he put his right foot there. But then, as it turns out, it was actually
not really if you're in the lead.
Out from under him, while simultaneously using his left elbow to drive Spurgeon's shoulder dangerously backwards,
sweeping the leg.
Yeah, and he uses his left thigh to lift him up bodily.
Yep. And my understanding is that player was given many penalties for that in the juniors.
Yeah.
So he has a history of doing some dirty stuff going into the wall.
Well, I mean, as I say, on the way up the ice, they even highlighted it. he raises his leg there in what looks like a kick.
Yeah, Rempe style.
Yeah, Rempe style. So I thought that's a bit rough. So so that was we'll call that one dirty then. He did get suspended for 3 games, and then we have a little Brad Marchand. He's been on good form today. There was quote from him about not getting
a high hit on him.
Yeah, quote from him about not getting booed in Montreal or something.
During the Four Nations, he said it'll be nice to not get booed in Montreal, maybe.
Right. So this was, well, just watch. It's Marchand, of course.
Looks like he's going to come on the outside, then slips in, and stick between the legs. That's a penalty.
Stick between the legs.
Can opener. Watch this. I don't know if the official, but that's a penalty.
Nicely done, because he goes for the left leg to pull him down, not the right leg.
I don't know that it was intentional that time, though.
Not sure. I'm not even sure there's there is a puck there. I don't know. I think that's intentional.
I don't think so. I think he was reaching for the puck, and when the guy took that next skate, his stick got behind that left leg.
Are you some kind of Marchand lover?
Not even a little. The guy's a rat, but he doesn't tend to play extremely dirty.
To injure people, yeah. Well, a lot of people did think it was an accident, but others thought he was, as it says here, can opener. He did go right through to the left skate and pulled him, which I thought was neat, because he usually just pulled the right leg, but he went all the way to the left. So.
I mean, it is definitely a can opener, and it's definitely a penalty, but I don't think it was intentional. I don't think he was trying to injure anybody.
Yeah. But anyway, it's Marchand, so it's also worth showing. But yes, he's looking forward to not getting booed in Montreal.
Yeah. Well, that's after what last week he said, since some of the games were in Boston, he thinks he will get booed in Boston, and then he was like, wait, I probably already do. Since we're showing some injuries happening, this one is a little bit graphic. You don't see the hit to the head, but this is Tanev getting a puck to the face.
Oh God! Yeah,
and the aftermath of it. So if you're
it's nothing compared to what happened to Marchman.
Yeah, if you're squeamish, you may want to turn away for a minute. But
gets him underneath the visor.
Oh, he looks like Geddy Lee from there.
That's his tooth.
Another one. That was the remaining tooth. That was the last one.
That tooth looked gigantic too.
Oh boy.
Oh shit. Shame. I like Tanev. Good lad. He's a good lad.
So that probably hurt, but he was probably playing about 10 seconds later again.
Probably. He's a tough bastard, Tanev. Yeah, I like him. Wish we could have kept him.
Good. Spitting out the whole tooth. All the way down
the whole
to the
tooth
nerves.
and nothing but the tooth.
Root.
I like how Davina's found the tooth. She's found a tooth emoji.
Yep.
Yeah, good for you. The tooth fairy is going to have to leave. That's a big tooth. That's going to have to be a big tooth fairy donation.
Yeah. Couple $1,000 donation.
1 Bitcoin.
Get his face fixed again.
I get some weird stuff. Well, actually, no, let's show something that isn't weird. Let's show something pleasant and joyful, at least for the player who did it. Andre Lee scoring his first NHL goal, and it was the first goal of 2025.
Yep.
Get the funny feeling it's going to be one of those games, Jim.
So well done to him.
Maybe the first goal might be the last goal. Now ahead, here come the king shot. Score!
So that's one for the record books.
Yep.
Good for him.
1-0 LA. Darryl for finish here. Watch to play. Watch Lee use his body to get lean right there. And then back against the floor. Perfect.
Very nice. Very nice. Good for him.
So we should probably have since that was the first game of the new year, we should probably have a talk about the NHL scheduling for this last week. What the hell are they thinking putting the Winter Classic on New Year's Eve in the middle of the day while most people are still working, because New Year's Eve is not the holiday.
It's not a holiday.
And then scheduling 14 other games that night.
Hmm.
So it's all over the place on New Year's Eve. And then on New Year's Day, when everybody has the day off, we've got one game scheduled.
Yeah. And
This
it's
game.
Not the Winter Classic.
It's stupid.
I don't know if they know what they're doing. They really don't. And they're talking about doing that next year. Like having the Winter Classic on New Year's Eve with a bunch of other games.
Yeah, why on the day that people are working and celebrating? Why not on the day that everybody is, getting over the hangover and whatever else you're doing on New Year's Day, having it on in the background while you're cooking your prime rib, all that kind of stuff. It just doesn't make sense.
I don't know if they do know what they're doing.
No, it's kind of like the day that they did the all 16 games happening all in one day and did it on a Tuesday? Just some random Tuesday?
Because that's the night everyone's gagging to watch stuff. Neutrals.
Well, you don't have time to have all the games on a Tuesday night and be able to watch them. The whole point of having all 16 games in one day is to do it on like a Saturday or a Sunday where everybody could watch bits of every game if they wanted to.
I do often think that the NHL does have some subpar administrators.
Yeah.
I don't quite know what they're doing, but it's been brutal scheduling. Some teams have had, I can't complain about the Stars this year. We've done okay. Last year we had some brutal scheduling. This year hasn't been so bad, but I bet some other team has had to put up with it this year. 7 games in 12 days kind of shit, this kind of thing. Traveling overnight to stupid places and then traveling back home again. And then
the back-to-back home and away type stuff.
And then you're back, you go home for one game and then you're out on the road again for 3. There's some terrible scheduling. I know some of it's to do with arenas that have got other things on, but they just, that stuff about the Tuesday was just nuts. Winter Classic on New Year's Eve, not a good idea.
No.
I was at the Winter Classic in Dallas. It was brilliant. That was New Year's Day. Brilliant.
It's always been traditionally on New Year's Day because that's the day that everybody has off, and at lunchtime everybody can sit there and watch the Winter Classic. It doesn't make sense to do it on the non-holiday. So
it doesn't. It's I don't know what the NHL.
They need to start asking us before they schedule crap.
And they're not fan friendly, I don't think.
No.
Particularly.
They don't care about certain areas of the country or certain divisions at all on the times that they start the games. Because, I've complained about it plenty of times, trying to go to the Avs games, and they start at 8:30 because they're the second half of the national doubleheader. I'm getting home at 1 or 2 o'clock.
And if that first game goes on late and it's nationally televised, then your game starts even later.
Yeah, they add another 20-25 minutes before the start time. So
not a good idea. So
I do have a good Tkachuk and a bad Tkachuk, even though I hate both Tkachuks. So we'll do good Tkachuk first.
So this is good guy, bad guy.
This was Brady making a very excellent play. So he's lost his stick. He's given his stick to the defender.
Yes, as you would.
Grabs the stick on the fly after kicking the puck to keep it from being icing.
Nicely done.
And the trainer getting the stick out ready for him to get it on the fly. Pretty nice work all around there.
Yeah. I admire his tenacity.
And then we've got bad Tkachuk. Matthew being Matthew and costing a goal. Completely costs them a goal.
Yeah. What a nutter. Kill EDO.
Yeah, this one is not goaltender interference because he held him down in the crease.
Yes.
So
can we see that again?
Tkachuk knocks him into his goalie. Then Tkachuk gets pissed off at him and starts pinning him down in the crease. Bobrovsky can't get to the puck because the player's there, and they shoot it, get a goal.
Yeah, so Chuck's basically holding him down, and causing the interference. See, he just lost his skates there. I mean, that wasn't deliberate. He just
So good Kachuk, bad Kachuk.
Yeah, up Kachuk. Yeah.
Not a fan of either of them either way.
No.
They do play hockey in a very old school hockey way. I do like that about them. I just don't like either of the players. If they were on my team, maybe. But
that's an interesting one because it leads in a little bit to.
I didn't like their dad either.
No, I know. It's but the in terms of people protesting about the wrong things or people getting upset about stuff that never happened, this was a funny one. This is Erik Karlsson getting upset and demanding that for some weird reason that he should have had a penalty when he fucks up and loses a puck to cause a goal in overtime.
Yeah.
That's what we call my wife and I always called him Scaramouche just because of the attachment. This is I don't know. I still don't know what he's getting upset about because he fucks up.
No mistake.
So he's demanding a penalty. You'll see the event.
Erik Karlsson is hot.
Yeah,
pens are shit. That's why. Pens are shit. That's why he's getting upset.
Disappointing night for the Penguins on Long Island.
So let's see what actually gets him pissed off.
Karlsson behind the net. He thought that he got interfered with, but got hooked. The stick work by Lee.
So he fucks. His own player fucks him up.
Well, he was passing it back to the other player, and the other player, it was miscommunication.
Yeah,
and so he's trying to claim that they hooked him.
I don't think they did. I mean, he fucks up.
He tries to do a drop pass to the player going beside
Lee
him.
gets in, and you could say Lee taps him on the gloves.
But he also pulled the puck clean between his legs.
Yes. So I think he's getting upset because he's embarrassed.
He should be.
He should be.
That was pretty bad play.
And then he goes after the refs demanding a penalty. So no.
Trying to save face, not going to happen.
I don't think so. Yeah, whatever happened to him, eh? He was hot shit when he was with Ottawa, and it's been downhill all the way ever since.
Yep. What else do we got? We've got big hit.
All right, go for it.
Really big hit from the Swedish Hockey League.
Swedish.
So this is a Red Wings prospect. Maybe the biggest hit of the season for their league from what everybody was saying about it. So we'll check it out. Check it out now. The Funk Soul Brother. Boom.
Hello. Wakey. Oh, that was a big one. Oh, that's
blown
big. Up. Ouch.
Clean, perfect hit.
Yeah, welcome to next week.
Yeah. And then I've got a funny one from the KHL. This player, Adam Ruzicka, did not like the celly.
Right.
So we'll see the goal. And then watch the celebration. I've never seen this happen. Yoink.
Oh. Bit too close to the bench there, yes.
I have never seen a player reach over while somebody's doing a celebration and yank the stick out of their hands.
Yeah, I think he was actually trying to pull him right over.
That's what it looked like. I don't know if they showed the...
Nice goal, though. Good effort. That's funny.
Crazy.
Yeah, I love it.
So I thought that one was pretty funny.
I think I had a silly one as well. I got to go back to studio mode here. Oh yeah, hang on, I'll cue it up. I haven't got it's sellies are almost a lost art for him these days. It's nice to see a good selly. It's certainly nice to see a good somebody getting beaten up after a selly.
Yeah.
And the Scandinavians are
How
supposed to
dare
be.
you score on me?
That's right. This is Quinton Byfield. I think it's this one, as somebody said in the headline, this one's ice cold, this alley.
Before the shot was taken, watch the goaltender here. He's going to be sliding to the near side. He's backing. Look how deep he is in his crease. He sensed the danger. Perhaps in front of Deneau there. He had to stay deep. Before the shot was taken, watch the goaltender here.
Ice
He's going to
cold.
be sliding to the near side. He's backing. Look how deep he is in his crease. He sensed the danger.
I like it.
With Deneau there, he had to stay.
I wouldn't like it if it was against my team, but I like it.
Right.
Yeah, cold-blooded. Accurate representation of what someone does if they're forced to live in Edmonton. That's funny. Good one. That's
TZ and Silver were both hoping that it was the Swedish bikini team, not the hockey team.
Well, we're going to have to show more of that then, aren't we? We're going to have to get a bit more of that. Here's, I got a few more clips. This is like in the, this is like, what the fuck? This is, what the fuck do I have to do to score category?
Cousins gets it right here, trying to stuff it in.
Stops his own goal.
And then almost keeps the puck out himself on the backhand. And then a good stick
Like,
by
how did he not?
Matthew Joseph here.
What is he
As you
doing?
can see, the Senators extra player coming in to hit the puck. Watch Joseph, stick on stick.
That's going to haunt him.
And Bennington was screwed.
He was screwed. Cousins, all his Cousins had to do was take his stick out of the way.
Yeah, I don't know why he tried to put it to the backhand.
Yeah. I mean, that's going to haunt him for a long time.
He may have just thought it wasn't on the line to actually go in and was going to hit the post and was trying to fix it.
I think so. He was just trying to make sure, and of course, in making sure, he just screwed it completely. I don't know. I've got this one for. Sometimes I bookmark these and forget all about them. Oh yeah, this is Truba. Sorry, this is a little bit of a stramash.
The puck is covered. Watch this.
Truba slashes at him there. I mean, it's just nuts.
Yeah, didn't like that he poked his hand.
He did not, but he actually slashed. If he'd made contact with that, he would have been in deep trouble if that slash had made contact.
Or if it had hit his own goalie across the back of the head as he stood up.
That's right. He could have. Just think before you, think about it.
Yep. And I've got one, since we haven't shown much from the juniors. Here's the USA and Team Canada are still rivals. Of course, Canada's out now.
Canada's out. Yes.
USA versus Finland. But here is a play from their game.
No.
Everybody's just all over everybody.
Yeah. It's always a bit of a grudge match.
Yep.
Oh, and a couple of nice punches there, though.
And these two guys keep it going into the penalty box, trading barbs back and forth, insults about their play, about why they're on their team, about how
Sounds about their mother.
No friends made.
See, the Canadian guy will have all the Shoresy insults.
Yep. So I've only got one last clip. We'll play it last. So
I got a few.
Go through whatever you got. I've got a fun intermission game that the Avalanche played, and it had a funny ending to it for once.
So we were talking about the World Juniors, and yes, Canada's disastrous performance. The headline on this was, "Oh no, you hate to see it." And the Czechs score.
Yep. Lose to Latvia, you lose to the USA, you lose to the Czechs.
And a lot of people are pointing fingers saying to the Canadian management, you didn't pick the best players.
Right.
Left a lot of players sitting at home. That's a good goal as well. Nice shot.
Gets all of this shot.
So, alas, poor, leave us alone. This is a
Oh,
family
shot
matter.
there, but beats Carter George clean. So the Czech score in the first minute of the game, and now
Sumo did ask a question we can address. Do we think Ovi stays on one more season to break 800? If he doesn't do it this year, yes, he'll.
Oh yeah, he's
play
not.
Again.
He could be in a wheelchair and he'll still be there.
Yeah, there's not a chance in hell he retires without that. Without that record.
Oh, it's
unless career-ending injury happens.
That's the only thing I think that might stop him, and I wouldn't wish that on anybody. Even I don't want him to break it, but it's just inevitable. It's going to happen now.
Yep.
Nobody will ever break the assists record, I don't think, but the goal one. So I did have somebody mentioned Tage Thompson. I think you did in the.
No, you did when we were talking about when the goalie was down injured.
Yeah, so he did get the
Broke
record.
His own record.
Yeah, in Dallas. Didn't score, of course, but 106 mile per hour slap shot in the game against Dallas.
Right side. Zucker ahead of him. No drop for Bryson. Bryson sees Thompson, who calls for it. Great blast on that. Rebound backhanded just wide. Thompson shot 106 miles per hour.
The only thing about that
record of 104.69, so he beat it by over a mile per hour.
That's right, hardest shot of the year. Only thing about that was it didn't hit Mason Marchment right in the face, so it was the wrong game.
First puck that hasn't.
That's right. Yeah. So what else? I had some fights. I got some fights.
You can do a couple fights. You got Wi-Fi in the big rig?
I don't. I got this one, which is Patrick Maroon getting his face pushed in by, I can never pronounce the Montreal player's name, but Arbor.
Yeah, that's Wi-Fi in the big rig.
All right. Okay. Sorry. Yes. I was thinking of a different big rig. I always think of former Stars player that plays for the Kraken now. Alexiak. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Quick engage. And Jack Eye with a couple rights. Maroon responds. Jack Eye with.
I'm surprised Maroon lasted as long as he did.
The piston right hands.
Mm-hmm. The Maroon's a balloon. But yeah, short but sweet.
Yep. He lands a few of them there at the end of that one.
Yeah. And this one was just cute because it was like the Kraken in Utah fighting with Nirvana blasting the background. Hockey is awesome.
Hoover, as this ship has been boiling over, it started with a coming together between Vince Dunn and Logan Cooley at the right point.
A lot of shoving, though.
And then it just continued the rest of the way. As soon as the goal was scored by Schwartz, and they are just continuing to go at it.
Yeah, they're singling out Logan Cooley.
It's nice that they're so passionate, these two teams, for some reason.
Shane Wright in the mix.
Cooley's quite a good player, though. I like Cooley.
But this was from the
Vince Dunn, isn't he? Isn't like 900 years old, him?
That's how you stay in the league. Fighting.
Nathan Walker of the St. Louis Blues, who's a little Energizer bunny, does like to take on big guys too.
Talking about is that's just a good
he's hitting, he's skating, and
he
he's
knew
fighting.
what was coming, so he answered the bell.
He does.
Ends up whipping back.
I like it.
Those were the two fights that I had on the list too.
Not giving an inch up to Reinhardt.
He's given a few inches in height, but look at him
5.
against Harmonic here.
He's 5'9".
He's
tiny.
He's tiny.
That's happened to me.
But that was a great hit. Brilliant hit.
Yes. The referees are even talking about.
And then he answers the bell. He's not afraid. He goes.
But of course, you got to answer the bell for a completely legal hit again.
And it was a legal hit for sure. So good for him.
The only problem I had with that is that they did think that there was a bell that needed to be answered.
Yeah, and there wasn't. But good for Walker. I mean, it's a shame he plays for the Blues, but you can't have everything. Somebody has to.
Right.
I actually won another fight, but I think it's an old one. Yeah, here we go. This is an old from Hockey Fight History on Twitter.
Yeah, so for 5'9", he's normal for the average height, but for NHL height,
it's
that's
tiny.
a few inches short.
Logan Stankoven's only 5'8" in a good day, and he's playing for the Stars. This is Cam Janssen and Chris Barch. It's an oldie, but a goodie.
Each other very well. Chris Barch and Cam Janssen. Couple of short rights by Janssen. His helmet is loose. Now Barch just comes off.
The good old days.
Yep.
Both landed some good rights. Two very.
The days when they used to wear each other out and fall to the ground exhausted rather than stop.
Yeah. Telling the linesman, nope, stay out.
That's right. Oh.
That looked like he was trying to use his gloves as
it did,
a weapon.
It did. Here we go. And all the time they're talking to each other going, where are you going for a beer after?
Nope, he's opened his left eye.
He's
or his
got a
right
cut in the eye, yeah. Oh, this is a good one. And they're down.
Gonna go get some stitches now.
Those were the days. That was a good bout. I like that one.
Yep.
Hockey Fight History is the Twitter feed. You got that one.
All right, we'll do this last clip, and then we need to check in on fantasy hockey, and we're getting towards the end, so we should probably get over there soon. So this was a game that the Avalanche were doing like as one of their intermission things, where they interview the players and have a pre-done package. So it was a blast from the past. They're trying to guess which of their teammates these old tweets are from, and it's got a tie-in to Shoresy and not so much Shoresy as it does to Letterkenny for the very last one. So,
okay.
Of course, getting some strange looks.
Oh.
Hashtag #MIPeacocking.
Have you transitioned it?
Fedora.
Oh, no, it didn't transition, did it?
No. You've not transitioned?
That.
You haven't transitioned yet?
There we
Rocking
go.
Rocking the fedora at the golf course. Getting some strange looks. Hashtag #MIPeacocking. Fedora. Who wears a fedora? 2011. Wow, that was a long time ago. I'm going to go with Drouin. Oh, Josh Manson. Close. Playoff baseball is back, Canada. You can bet I'll have the game up in the class tonight. Sorry, Professor. Hashtag come together. Taser, big baseball guy. Got to be him for sure. Yep.
This last one is the funny one.
Nothing like a 9 a.m. Wingate test to get the heart rate going. Gassed. Ferda. Oh, boy.
Ferda.
Who's saying Ferda on our team? This is like, I don't want to insult anybody. I can't even think of anybody that's like, Nate again. I'll just go Nate again. Oh my gosh.
Do you want to say who it was?
No.
It was him.
When did I do that? I don't even remember doing that. That's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me in the hockey rink. Hands down. Ferda.
The fact that he used the word Ferda.
Who was I?
Who am I?
He doesn't even remember.
Am I red? Because I feel red. That's embarrassing.
Who am I?
I thought Manson's reaction was hilarious. Who would say Ferda?
That's right.
Nobody I know would say Ferda. Who was it? It's you.
That is a good one. Well done.
He didn't want to insult anybody by guessing that they would have used the word Ferda.
That's right.
So the tie-in to Letterkenny, of course, for everybody in the chat is the hockey guys are constantly saying Ferda. Ferda boys.
Ferda boys.
Ferda.
Ferda boys. Anyway, we do have a Shoresy clip, and I'll play it at the very end. Shoresy trailer for season 4. It's season 4, isn't it?
New season incoming.
Let's check in on the remaining scores, and we'll take a look at our fantasy So Preds are 3-1 up against Flames. Still 7 minutes to go, but they look like they're in control. Knights 3, Sabres 1. That's definitely going to go for the Knights. It was 3-0. I guess the Sabres have pulled one back. Oilers 3, Kraken 2. 4 minutes left, so you never know. Go Kraken. Were there other games still running before? Well, obviously, your Muslim uncle. We saw the Sharks beating the Devils. I think the rest we already talked about. Yes, we did. Kings 2, Lightning 1. That might have been going when we were looking at it before. So standings, just briefly, division-wise. Leafs on a 3-win streak. Ahead of the Panthers, ahead of the slightly surprising Bruins. Although they've lost 3 now, so losing some momentum. It's a bit of a gap between 2 and 3 opened up. Then a bunch in the middle. Hell, even the Red Wings are almost in touch.
I'm telling you, they look like a different team now.
Yeah, 4 wins in a row. So in the Metropolitan, the Caps continue to impress. For whatever reason, they've just, I never saw this coming. They've really nailed it this year. So Devils have lost 4.
Yep.
Still in second, but lost 4. That's hurt them quite a bit. Canes are sticking around up there. Blue Jackets picked up a little bit. Big gap, though, between the top 3 and the 4th, but Blue Jackets are up there.
That's a lot of teams in that division that are on losing streaks.
Oh, yeah. A lot of losing streaks. And the Islanders, poor Patrick, nailed to the bottom, even lower than the Rangers, which is something.
Hard to do right now. Yeah.
It is. Central, Winnipeg, although despite losing today, are still top. Wild, I never saw. Well, I thought they'd do okay, but they're really continuing to do pretty well. And some of that was without Kaprizov. So 3 wins in a row. Stars have picked up a bit after a poor stretch. 4 wins in a row, tied with the Avalanche at 49. And then there's a bit of a drop off to the Blues, Utah, etc.
And we're pretty much at the halfway point for some of the teams. I mean, this next week is the halfway point for
40,
the majority
41.
of the league.
Yeah. Pacific Knights have... Yeah, Knights are going to be winning this one easy tonight. So they're going to be up to 57 points. Quite a gap between them and the Kings in second, 49. Oilers are on 49. Those top 3 could easily stay the top 3 there, I think.
Likely.
And well done to the Sharks, although you're at the bottom. 2 in a row, 2 wins in a row. Big soft spot for the Sharks.
Having Georgiev is not helping them.
It's not helping them.
It may help them get to the higher draft pick.
It might. I mean, so when you're looking at the wild card in the East, really, I mean, with the Tampa Bay on 42, although they've only played 35 games for some reason, there's quite a few
game in hand.
Quite a few. It's quite a distance there to make up.
6 point gap, but also 4 games is 8 points if you take care of your games in hand.
If you win them, but they're really at the halfway point. Things are shaping up the way you could potentially see them finishing.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised Boston kind of got back on it because they haven't been playing great hockey.
No, they've lost 3 in a row. So
they're still hanging in there.
Hail to Bungalow Logic, by the way, and Silver Ogre and Darren M. Looking over at the West, Jets, Wild, Stars and Colorado are interchangeable, really, at the moment. Dropping between third and first.
Well, you've got 2 games in hand on us, too, so not that interchangeable. But since we got the goalie situation taken care of, we look like a actual cup contender again.
Yeah.
For the first time this season, the last 10 games, we've looked like a cup contender.
There's quite a drop off when you go below the Avs, though, in the wild card standings. 5 point drop off down to the Canucks. the Flames, etc. So again, there's a little bit of a gap there.
Yeah, but again, you've got, this is the first season I can think of in the past 5 years that the Avs have not been the team that has games in hand on everybody. It's kind of weird being the team that's out in front on games played.
Sure.
Because I'm so used to us always having games in hand to chase people down.
I think yeah, exactly. The interesting thing though is that below the Avs, the drop off in goal differential, you're right into the negatives below that. Yeah, it's just red all the way down from there. Almost the same in the East, really. So you can see that if it was frozen today, that may be the way it ends up.
Yeah,
there might be one or two teams
typically.
Yeah, one or two teams may flip the script, but it's starting to shape up the way you think it might finish. So that's that, and then let's have a look at the fantasy. So some guy called Brahmabull is still up on top.
I lost a little bit today.
Oh, but you're what, 14 points ahead? 14
but
points
if
ahead.
You look at every category, there's people poised to knock me out of each category.
Yeah, it could be.
It's hard to hold all of them.
It's amazing because typically you could hold maybe the goalie stats and the shots and the hits, but not the other stuff. But you've got pretty good stats in the goals and PPP. So
yeah, jack of all trade teams should not be able to do anything.
Yeah, you got the hits from me after me being top for a while because I had one of my hitters was out for quite a while, one of my Nashville guys. So I dropped off, but I have a strategy to get back there eventually.
Do you know what the most amazing stat in our league is?
What would that be?
Mikey D's Shamrocks are at a plus 100 for the season. Half the teams aren't even in single digits as pluses. Look at the
holy shit, 102 plus minus.
Yeah. How the hell,
Mike? How do you do it?
I mean, half of the league has a negative rating.
Well, yeah, look at me. I'm minus 26.
Yeah.
Hell,
it's crazy. You're
only
to be a
on
plus 102.
You're like in the middle.
Yeah.
Of that one. That's incredible.
That is the most amazing stat I have seen in our fantasy league.
It is quite staggering. Just looking at the games played though, so Cocho's 469, Bell's 450, 445 Basco, 443 Brahma. This is my one saving. I'll never win, but I might crawl up a bit from 8th to 6th or 5th if towards the end I get those games in and get some points in when others are out of games.
Right.
Yeah, that's my only. But my goalies have just disintegrated, and that's cost me. But I've got Shesterkin, bad as he was, and Stolarz are both on IR. So as bad as he was, now I'm playing even worse shit with Merzlikins. I've got Elvis. My goalies have destroyed me in this league.
Yeah, well, tonight alone, that stat line hurt.
Yeah, there was some game.
5 goals against and an 8.73 save percentage.
Last week, I think I had GAAs of the 2 games of about 8.9 and 10 point something. It was ridiculous. It just killed me in one day.
Yeah.
So my season is over. I think a lot of it might come down to the end, who's got games left and whether they've got enough to catch somebody close enough in certain stats above them to make a difference.
Right. Yeah, at about the 3/4 mark, everybody's got to start kind of focusing on probably a category or 2.
Yeah. But you've got 46 goalie wins, which is a fairly above Smokey, is a fairly big lead, but you've got a huge lead over Mike in goalie wins.
I mean, Smokey can take me on the wins, probably. He's got games in hand on me there, but then I don't see anybody else catching either of us.
No, I don't think so. It's too big. Some of them start to get too big a gap. And you can look at it this way. I wonder who that 102 is there at the top of the plus minus.
Right.
So,
That is a gigantic gap.
So I've tried to tweak my players to try and catch. I'll never catch people up here in these categories, but maybe catch one or two
Catch the
above
middle.
me. Yeah. But just
well, that's a big goal differential too. From first to second in goals, who's got tops in goals?
That is Cocho.
Cocho. He's 20 ahead of the next best team.
Cocho is 20 ahead on goals.
But Cocho's also got a lot of games played.
He has. He's got the most, I think. So then there's a little bit of a crowd of similar ones.
Mm-hmm.
Bill, who's a bot, obviously, and then you and Tay. I'm languishing down at 90, but I can catch Michael's nifty team. You see, this is my strategy: is chip away at the ones above me.
Yeah, just catch the bots.
Yeah, hits wise, you overtook me on hits because, as I say, I think it was one of my Nashville players that was a big hitter was out for about 10 games.
Yeah,
but they're back now, and I've tweaked it a bit to try and get a few more hits. Because if I'm not going to lose, I might at least win one category.
Well, I'm also tweaking for hits because I've got 2 players that are on the IR, and I had to drop another player that was not put on the IR yet, but he was going to be, and Goatsbeer. It wasn't worth trying to keep him on there. So so I went and picked up some hits and shots on goals people to try to regain a bigger lead there.
Yeah. I'd like to just congratulate Bell, who's got 137 PPPs and is top of that category.
Mm-hmm.
So well done, Bell.
A lot of shots on goal on her team too.
Yeah, Bell's also top of the assists. Well played,
yeah,
Bell.
She's getting a ton of points off of power plays. She's getting shots on goal, assists, and power play points.
Well played, Bell. Yes, nice. So anyway, that's where they are today. I just keep on dropping points. Another -1 thanks to my goalies. It's not so good. So Bell had a good day.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, you're pretty commanding right now.
Yeah.
Even though you lost some today.
Yeah, but like we just showed, there's plenty of categories where, yes, there's a big spread, but I can still have points taken off of me.
Yeah.
Well, it may not be enough to bring me all the way down, but it'll be enough to maybe at least get me under 100 before the end.
Indeed, but
because at one point last week I was at like 118. The max you could have is 130.
I know,
it was kind of crazy.
You could have been in top in every category, yeah.
Yeah, pretty close to it. It was crazy. I'm sitting there looking at it going, there's no way.
Yeah, it could happen. I mean, it's just, so let's see who you've got again. Just, you've got Aho, Brady Kachuk, Stamkos, Svechnikov, Tage Thompson, Mark Stone.
I just picked up Mark Stone.
Oh, I could have. See, I'm always looking to pick guys that you should drop Haskin and waste the time. Montour, Meyer, Jarvis, Harley. He's picking up a bit, Harley. Sagan's and
I just picked him up this week. Because Letang and Seguin have both been on the IR.
It's interesting because you've not got some of the top scorers, for instance.
No, and that's why I'm suffering just a little bit in goals and assists. Yeah. But I've got guys that get the ice time and get the power play first unit time.
But you do have a lot of players that are fairly high in the rankings, so that's pretty good. Good for you, mate.
Yeah.
I can only say that my other 2 hockey teams, I'm killing it in my other 2 leagues.
Yeah.
Big wins in the last few weeks. So
cool.
Yeah, so they're the head-to-head leagues. So there it was. So what have we got left? Well, we do have
Shoresy.
something. We do have something left. We have the trailer, and it's funny because it's a funny trailer.
It's a weird trailer
because there's no hockey involved. Shoresy season 4 starting January 24th in Canada on Crave and February 26th on Hulu in the US. So I'll be watching it January 24th. So let's take
we'll
a
figure out a way to.
Well, I mean, I can get copies of them all for you anyway, even if you couldn't figure out a VPN way. But here we go.
Hey, look. This ain't no special track. This ain't no hot ass motherfucker, but Oh, I like that too. That's wait a minute now.
We will never
We might have to
lose
rock
again.
that motherfucker.
Give your balls a tug. Red hot Canadian summer. There's a lot of lakes up there.
Yep.
They look like they're enjoying themselves.
I think they were told, try to look cool, you hosers.
That's right. See, it's one thing people don't realise, though, that we do get nice hot summers in Canada. It might be cold in the winter, but there's some nice places up there. And here we go.
There, that's as good as the Swedish bikini team.
Sweet.
Really doesn't let you know anything about the season, except that they won the cup.
And there's not a lot of Shoresy either. I'm sure there'll be more trailers, but that was good. But yeah, that's such a Canadian summer there on a lake somewhere.
Yeah. Eventually, we'll have to check in on what they did in all of these Shoresy cast games, because I really haven't seen anything from them except for that first game. But
yeah, we had some
they
clips
scheduled
from the first
like
game.
10 of them.
Yeah, we'll find some. But
They've
looking
been
forward
hard
to that.
to see.
We might even try and organize a watch party or something. I don't know. But anywho, there it was. Another week. There and gone.
Week 12?
Week 12. 12 sort of, as we missed
there
a
were
week.
a few weeks there, but yeah.
I've got it marked as 12, but what does it really matter?
I know.
Just a number.
We get started before the actual season does anyway, so.
Yeah. Sabres did get beat 3-1 by the Golden Knights, so they did wrap that one up as we expected, and that might have been the last. Oh no, Preds Flames is still going. No, it's done, and the Preds won 4-1. So that's it over for tonight. It's all over.
What do you got coming up?
Monday. Back to Monday live shows again from my Wednesday night experiment. Monday, we're back to Monday afternoon, 3 p.m. Mountain Time. So I'll have a show on Monday. Really just going to be kind of looking at my favorite and the panel's favorite stuff from last year, entertainment-wise. Look ahead at some 2025 things. Have a few amusing bits and pieces to talk about. So just a bit of a relaxed, chill show. Might show off some physical media I've recently got, various things here and there. So that's the next one up, and then obviously Comics Division Monday night and Toxic Tuesday on Nick's channel, 32 Flavors of Nick Visor on Tuesday. I should give that a shout out, and we'll be doing Training Day, which is one of my fave movies. I'm a huge Antoine Fuqua fan as a director, and a Denzel fan. So that's one of my favorite movies. That should be a lot of fun.
Cool.
And then the rest of the week will unfold as it undoubtedly does. How about you, my friend?
Well, in about 11 and a half hours or so, I will be doing the bullpen on my channel with Little Chad doing the politics show. We're gonna, I've got it set to redirect you guys over to Zach's. Those of you who are in my channel's chat, you may see me actually joining on that show, depending on what's going on over there. So that's it for the next couple days. Then the week starts all over again, and suddenly I'm back to being on a show every single night. So It's busy.
It is, yeah. I'm knackered already just thinking about it.
Yeah, but check out the bullpen if you have any interest in political talk. We just kind of break down the week in politics and have a interesting conversation. So that's
Indeed.
at 10:30 Mountain Time tomorrow morning.
Yeah, I didn't set up my show to redirect my YouTube to redirect it to Zach's, but
do you want me to wait a sec?
Yeah, let me just do that. Let's just oh, there he is. Let me just set it up to redirect everybody, and then if I can remember how to bloody do it.
You got to go to customization.
Channel contact, edit, live stream. See, I like to do it beforehand, but people don't always set their shows up.
Right.
So you can't put it in beforehand sometimes. You have to do it on the fly. Customization.
Yep.
Add
so
redirect.
Content.
I got it.
Live customization. Redirect.
Videos from other channels. Paste. Circle of jerks. Save. There we go. It will now redirect to Zach's. Everybody.
All right.
So let's go.
Redirecting. We will not do an intro as an outro. We will just say good night and
good night.
Maybe see you over there in Zach's channel.
Thanks
Hope
everyone
everybody
for
has
being
a
here.
great night.
Good night.
Catch you later.